After the Crusades, the Muslim Ottoman Empire rose to power from what is now modern-day Turkey and dominated Israel for 400 years. Now, during this period, the Ottomans rebuilt and repaired the walls of Jerusalem. Although the main walls around the old city of Jerusalem date to the Ottoman Empire, a number of lower sections still show evidence of other eras. In about 610 AD, Muhammad experienced what he claimed to be a series of angelic visitations. These visitations became the basis for Muhammad's dictation of the Quran, the holy book of Islam, which Muslims believe to be the final and perfect revelation of Allah. The religion of Islam was soon established in Arabia, but the brutal armies of Islam began pushing north to spread their new religion by the sword. Within 100 years, Islam spread from Arabia to Egypt, Syria, Persia, and Armenia, then through the rest of North Africa and to parts of India and Europe. In fact, by 750 AD, the map of Muslim control looked similar to the map of Roman control at the time of Jesus. It was during this northward conquest that Islam also claimed Jerusalem. By the 8th century, the Temple Mount in Jerusalem was renamed the Noble Sanctuary and declared the third holiest site in Islam. The Al-Aqsa Mosque was built on the southern portion of the Temple Mount, facing Mecca. And the Islamic shrine, known as the Dome of the Rock, replaced the ancient site of the Jewish temple. Initially, a tense agreement was established in the city. Muslim armies controlled the land, but Christian clergy were allowed to maintain the Christian holy sites. This strained arrangement lasted a while, but by the end of the first millennium of Christianity, Islam took full control in Jerusalem. Christians were persecuted, pilgrims were murdered, and holy sites were defiled. Then, starting in 1095, a pope named Urban said, "That's enough," and declared that the Holy Land must be retaken by Christian Europe. It could not be left in Muslim hands, not the very soil on which Jesus walked. This was so important to the Pope that he offered special indulgences, gifts of grace, for those who fought and died in the decades of Crusades that followed. The Crusades were ugly, nearly 200 years of death and destruction, creating a deep divide between Christianity and Islam that lasts to this day. Crusader castles dotted the Mediterranean region, including these incredible sites in present-day Turkey, Syria, Malta, Cyprus, Lebanon, and Jordan. Here in Israel, forts such as Nimrod Castle, Castle Pilgrim, and Beaver Fortress are enduring testimonies to the centuries of bloody crusades ordered to recapture Christian holy sites from Islamic control. This is the Crusader Fortress at Akrei, about 40 miles up the Mediterranean coast from Caesarea. Now, during the First Crusade in 1104, King Baldwin I conquered Akrei and made it the chief port of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. From that point on, Akrei was fortified with walls and considered a key Crusader foothold in the region. By the 1130s, the population of the city was around 25,000, second only to Jerusalem in the Crusader kingdom. Around 1170, it became the main Crusader port of the eastern Mediterranean. Although Akrei spent a couple of decades changing hands in bloody battles, the city was retaken at the end of the 12th century by forces of the Third Crusade, led by King Richard I of England and King Philip II of France. At that time, Akrei was declared the effective capital of the remnant kingdom of Jerusalem. Ancient texts indicate the strategic importance of Akrei for Crusaders trying to retake and hold Jerusalem for nearly 2 centuries. But by the end of the 13th century, Akrei fell once again to Muslim forces. Can I get a pomegranate and orange mix. Yeah. Thank you. Delicious and refreshing. After the Crusades, the Muslim Ottoman Empire rose to power from what is now modern-day Turkey and dominated Israel for 400 years. Now, during this period, the Ottomans rebuilt and repaired the walls of Jerusalem. Although the main walls around the old city of Jerusalem date to the Ottoman Empire, a number of lower sections still show evidence of other eras. Walking these ancient walls is a great way to experience the history of Jerusalem, even reaching back to Herod's Jerusalem at the time of Jesus and the incredible events that started it all. Although these walls were rebuilt, the city of Jerusalem was neglected during the Ottoman era. For another 4 centuries, isolated monks did their best to maintain the Christian holy sites and keep the Christian faith alive in a Muslim land.